Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the academic procession? The candidates for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the Henry B. Tippie College of Business have gathered to celebrate commencement. All are in their places. These proceedings are hereby called to order. You may be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business and Professor of Finance, William C. Hunter.
Thank you, Dean Moeller. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Tippie College of Business and the University of Iowa, I welcome all of you, graduating seniors, family members, friends, faculty and staff of the college, to this commencement. All of us today are proud of our university, our college, and especially today, our graduates. This commencement allows us to honor their accomplishments, and we come together to celebrate and reflect upon an important milestone in the lives of these students, the completion of their undergraduate degrees. Today, many emotions fill this auditorium. Our graduates, these emotions range from excitement and anticipation to a celebration and uncertainty and apprehension about the future. For parents or spouses, the range of emotions includes pride, certainly, and in some cases, I suspect, may include a profound sense of financial relief. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce you to the faculty and invited guests joining us today to honor our graduates as they earn their degrees. Please stand when I introduce you and remain standing until I finish the introductions. Joining me on the platform today are John Solo, Professor of Economics and Justice International Business Fellow, Alice Jean Wang, Associate Professor of Marketing and Gary C. Fetke Research Fellow, Lon Moeller, Associate Dean, Undergraduate Program and Clinical Professor, Management and Organizations, Thomas Cloette, our commencement speaker and CEO, the TMX Group, Robert Downer, Board of Regents, State of Iowa, Dr. Sally Mason, President of the University of Iowa and Professor of Biology in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Jay Christensen Zelansky, Professor of Management and Organizations, Gautam Pant, Assistant Professor of Management Sciences, Eric Lee, Professor of Finance and Henry B. Tippie Research Professor of Finance, Joyce Berg, Professor of Accounting and Hybrid Research Fellow. Tippie faculty serving as marshals today are Maria Kramer, Professor of Management and Organizations and Gary C. Fetke Research Fellow, Richard McCarty, Lecturer, Department of Management and Organizations, Christy Gleason, Associate Professor of Accounting and Larry and Lori Wright Research Fellow, Joseph Salentik, Lecturer, Department of Management and Organizations, Thomas Walsh, Lecturer, Department of Marketing, Jeffrey Hart, Lecturer, Department of Finance, Scott Siebert, Associate Professor of Management and Organizations and Henry B. Tippie Research Fellow. Thank you for joining us today. You may be seated. I would also like to give special thanks and recognition to the members of the Iowa Brass Collective. On horn, we have Dan Spencer. On trombone, Dr. Jonathan Allen. On tuba, Catherine Woolman. On trumpets, Dr. Brian Umlaw and Stephen Wheeler. All of these proceedings will be interpreted by Scotty Van Eisingham. Will you now please join me in opening these ceremonies with our Iowa Brass Collective leading us in the national anthem. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Thomas A. Cloette. Graduates, at one time, Tom Cloette was sitting where you are today, wearing his cap and gown and preparing for a professional life after earning his business degree at Iowa. Today, Tom Cloette is Chief Executive Officer of the TMX Group. While this name may not be familiar to many of you, the TMX Group operates cash and derivatives markets for multiple asset classes. The businesses within the TMX Group include the Toronto and Montreal Stock Exchanges, the Natural Gas Exchange, the TSX Ventures Exchange, as well as TMX Data Link and the Equicom Group, an investor relations subsidiary. During Tom's storied career in the financial services industry, he has held senior-most positions in a number of companies. CEO of the SGX Group, which operates the Singapore Exchange, Senior Managing Director and Senior Vice President at ABN AMRO, Chief Operating Officer at Credit Agricole Futures, and Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at FIMAT and its successor, the Newedge Group, among others. During his career, Tom has faced and successfully dealt with many complex business challenges, introducing an infrastructure of electronic securities trading, introducing innovative new products in global financial markets, and leading the organization of an institution to its first public offering, to name a few. His success in the business world is a testament to his strong work ethic, his integrity-based principles, and his dedication to excellence. Having managed companies from Boston to Chicago to Hong Kong, Tokyo, Singapore, and Toronto, Tom's fascinating career is a clear illustration that business is truly global and highlights for our graduates the importance of having a global perspective. Tom received his undergraduate degree in accounting from the University of Iowa in 1980, holds a CPA certificate, and is active on business, civic, and educational boards. He currently serves on the boards of the Boston Option Exchange, the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, and the World Federation of Exchanges, as well as nonprofit boards at Elmhurst College and Elmhurst Memorial Healthcare. Tom is joined today by several members of his family, including his mother and father. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. His lovely wife, Margaret, son, Mark, and daughter, Megan. I should note that both Margaret and Mark are loyal Hawkeye alums, having earned their degrees from the Tippie College of Business. Although Megan is a graduate of Notre Dame, we still have hope that she, too, might follow into family tradition by earning her next degree from the University of Iowa. Proof that once a Hawkeye, always a Hawkeye, we're delighted that Tom serves on the Tippie College of Business's Board of Visitors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Mr. Thomas A. Cloette.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dean Hunter, for that kind introduction, and congratulations on your upcoming retirement and your contributions to the University of Iowa. Thank you very much. President Mason, Dean Hunter, distinguished guests, parents and loved ones of the graduates, and most of all, the graduates of the class of 2012. I'm truly honored and excited to be here today. It's great to be back at the University of Iowa. And so it begins. Following today's ceremony, you begin a new chapter of your lives. The memories of this campus, of cheering our Hawkeyes at Kinnick Stadium, or of having a beer with friends at Joe's Place or the Airliner, will be with you forever. But as this is commencement, it is the journey that lies ahead, not the past, which will be your focus once the celebration ends. I've been where you are today. I've felt the pride and the anticipation. I remember thinking, what next? And the answer is, whatever you want it to be. After 30-plus years in business, a key lesson I've learned is you can't really plan a career. You can't choose a path and never look up. A career, like life, does not follow a prescribed path or formula. Over the past 4 years, we've faced the most difficult economy in a generation. However, we've also witnessed unparalleled invention, ingenuity, and innovation with far-reaching impact. A social project that started in a dorm room grew to change the way people interact. A company that many people thought was dead just over a decade ago reinvented itself and the concept of mobile communications. It's now the most valuable enterprise in the world. The creation of 40 alternative energy plants around this state has built a new industry, creating over 50,000 jobs, and we're only just getting started. These and other inventions are changing American industry during one of the most difficult downturns in history. The reality is this: innovation, ideas, and perseverance do not go out of style during downturns. These are the recession-proof qualities that make this country great. And if you believe in them and embody them, the same qualities can take you to great heights and new opportunity. When I graduated in 1980, like you, I was filled with ambition and ideas. However, much like now, the world and the economy were fragile and not exactly welcoming to new graduates. We had 52 American hostages in Iran and a powerful enemy in the Soviet Union. Unemployment was at 7.5% and would remain high for years. A severe recession was on the horizon and arrived shortly after I walked off this campus. The 1973 oil crisis had completely obliterated price control, and by 1980, inflation had soared to a historic 13.5%. Borrowing rates were well into double digits. In fact, the 30-year bond yield at that time was over 12%. It was indeed a very challenging time, much like today. However, over the 30 years that followed, the world saw a technological revolution that completely transformed how we do business, how we interact, and how we live. We are now in a world without borders, where business, money, and ideas flow more rapidly across geographic boundaries than ever before. It is into this world that you graduate. And over the next 30 years, you will change the world as fundamentally as it has changed over the last 30. If you take one message from today, let it be this: there is enormous opportunity out there, more so than perhaps any other time in our history, but you have to go out and get it. Of course, this begs the question, how? I wish there was a simple answer, or even a single answer. But it is up to you to chart the course forward, to pave a new path that others will follow. Having said that, I have a few things to share with you. Earlier I said, and so it begins. I meant, of course, your careers and professional lives. Now, I also meant your education. No matter what your future holds, the degree being confirmed to you today is simply one milestone in a lifetime of learning ahead of you. Throughout my career, I've had the good fortune to have colleagues, bosses, and employees who showed me new ways of looking at things and taught me valuable lessons. I've served on boards with a Nobel Prize-winning economist and government leaders. I've interacted with heads of state and central bankers. Conversely, I've also learned by collaborating with the young professionals that entered my organizations. At times, that learning was formal, mentor to mentee. Other times, the teacher was unaware that I was his or her student and observing how they handled themselves, thought about things, or even expressed themselves. Every day of your life, there is something to learn and so many ways to grow intellectually. Seize those moments, large or small, and absorb new information, new ways of thinking, and effective leadership skills. Intellectual curiosity is one of the most powerful elements of your future success. So therefore, the first lesson is, and I'm sorry to disappoint you to a certain extent, your education has just begun. The second lesson is to find and follow your passion. Looking back, I certainly didn't follow a conventional path to my position as CEO of one of the largest stock exchanges in the world, a position that sits at the crossroads of commerce and public policy. When I graduated with a degree in accounting back in 1980, the most logical path to pursue was a career in public accounting. Now, public accounting is a great field, but I had a passion for financial markets. So rather than that typical path, I joined the audit staff of the CME Group. Looking back, I believe that following my passion served me well. Fulfilling your passion may require you to break with conventional wisdom as well. For many people who have lived extraordinary lives, the courage to do what they loved rather than what was expected made the difference. The third thought I'd like to leave with you is one that I believe has the power to truly shape your future. Give something back. Your career and your life will not simply be a measure of what you achieve, but also of what you contribute. Winston Churchill told us, "You make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give." And though I find my career fulfilling, it is at the hospital where I serve as vice chair of the Board of Trustees, the college board I serve on, and here at the Tippie as a member of the Board of Visitors that I make an often more important contribution to the world. As you sharpen your focus on your career and set out to find your path in life, you must, and I mean must, find time to contribute back to your community. Let me put it in business terms. The investment of time and energy to a worthy cause today will pay countless dividends in the years ahead. It will help you build a network faster than any first job, impact more people more quickly, and will lay the foundation for the world you want to live in. Overall, as your career and your life unfold in the years ahead, wake up each day and ask yourself, what did I learn today? What decision can I make today that will be remarkable in even a small way? And what have I done to contribute, even modestly, to the world and the community I live in? If you don't have an answer to at least one of these questions every day, find one. The pursuit of the answer will propel you forward. And in the spirit of giving back, please take the time today to thank the people who have helped you get to this day, especially mothers on this special day. In closing, I have one wish for you, the class of 2012. I hope that you have the curiosity, courage, and commitment to discover and pursue your passion. And if you do, I know your impact will make the world a better place. Congratulations on your achievement. Good luck in the years ahead, and thank you for including me today.
Thank you, Tom, for those inspiring remarks. Business world expects great things from Tippie graduates. Our graduates have what it takes to meet and exceed those expectations. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's student speaker, Brad Lane. Brad is graduating with a degree in accounting and the sustainability certificate. During the fall semester, Brad participated in the Des Moines Center program and interned with the Department of Natural Resources. Along with his internship, Brad was involved with the American Cancer Society's Determination Team and raised $1,000 to enter and run the Des Moines Marathon. After graduation, Brad will be working on the Appalachian Trail as a trail guide, teaching wilderness appreciation and preservation over 2-week-long backpacking trips. Brad is joined today by his parents, his grandparents, and his sister Kim, who is a senior at the University of Iowa.
Thank you, Dean Moeller. I would like to give out a special welcome to President Sally Mason and Dean Hunter. And to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. To give one day to all the mothers does not seem equal to the years of work you put in. Long before this opportunity came to be, I had always wondered what words I would say in front of this audience. And now, as I stand here in front of you, the only words that seem fitting are those of congratulations. Congratulations to the parents and families. You have earned this day as much as anyone. Congratulations to the faculty. Through your encouragement in the classroom, you have fostered astute business minds. And of course, the graduates, my peers, congratulations. Today is our day. Today, we receive our well-earned degrees from the University of Iowa and continue a Tippie College of Business legacy of 150 years of changing the world. The degrees we are receiving represent much more than GPAs, credit hours, or fields of study. They represent our capabilities of thinking about the world, and they come with responsibilities. Responsibilities to recognize our impact, to question the status quo, and to make the world a better place. I wish I could stand up here and explain how to make a positive impact. I wish anybody could stand up here and explain how that's done. But it's not up to me, and it's not up to anyone else. It's up to you. We are leaving the multiple choice test behind. Answers will no longer be provided in the back of the book. And although our formal education is over, we must challenge ourselves to continue learning. I want to make the world a better place by keeping our natural world natural. I have seen the mountains overshadowing the landscape and the rivers breathing life throughout the land. And I know how to understand or contemplate that beauty just as much as I know how to protect it. I don't. That's the truth. What I do know is that when I spend my time outdoors, away from the ped mall and CAM buses, away from the social pressures of confined spaces, I feel the excitement of my future slowly fill my body. As my eyes rest upon extraordinary landscapes, I can see the wide open fields of opportunity before me. And although I do not know what role I'll play in building a better tomorrow, I know that I have received the tools that I need, the tools that come inherently with our Tippie degrees: critical thinking and the ability to ask why, communication to break through the walls of indifference, and most importantly, the ability to learn and apply myself. And why such unwarranted arrogance? Is it not true that my confidence in changing the world is connected to naivety and a relatively young age? Yes, that has something to do with it. But not all my confidence is based on a lack of experience. On the contrary, my experiences at Tippie have shaped the speed and direction of my travels. Through my internship at the Department of Natural Resources and my studies in accounting and sustainability, I have received an education. Through my work and play with the Touch the Earth program, I have furthered a passion. Along the way, I have gained valuable insight that allows me to understand an essential aspect of our degrees. Business can change the world. Business builds the walls of our hospitals, it connects the highways of information, and is the engine behind all social change. We, as business graduates, can now be referred to as the cement pavers of the 21st century. We will be called upon to provide answers to questions not yet asked. Questions relating to where and how we will harvest our food, generate our electricity, and secure our livelihood. I hope everybody leaves here with a sense of responsibility for everyone to ask themselves, how am I going to affect this world? Are we going to build the corporate ladder with the trusted rungs of integrity? Are we going to use our knowledge and abilities to assist those who need help the most? Are we going to speak for those resources otherwise unspoken for? The answers to these questions will bear the distinction of our Hawkeye pride. And now we confront these opportunities as we walk from one platform to another, from student to alumni, and from today's world to tomorrow's future. Do not hesitate. The path forward may not be easy, but true character is never defined in moments of comfort. Our achievements will be measured by our progress, our integrity by our merit, and our impact by our longevity. As we walk into this unmarked territory, let the words of the 20th century poet Douglas Malloch reside in you. Good timber does not grow with ease. The stronger the wind, the stronger the trees. And as you sway from the branches of everyday life, my best advice is to give voice to your ambitions, receive meaning from your work, give life to your dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. At this time, we would like to recognize those students graduating with honors and academic distinction. Each year, Delta Sigma Pi awards the scholarship key to the graduating senior with the highest grade point average. This year's award is presented to Jamie Wheeler, who is receiving her BBA in marketing. Congratulations, Jamie. The Tippie College of Business awards degrees with highest distinction to students in the highest 2% of the graduating class, with high distinction to students in the next highest 3%, and with distinction to students in the next highest 5%. Distinction is designated by gold stars worn on the left sleeve. 3 stars indicate graduation with highest distinction, 2 stars with high distinction, and 1 star with distinction. As I call each group of students, please rise to be recognized. Audience, I would appreciate it if you could just hold your applause until all the students graduating with distinction have been recognized. Will those graduating with highest distinction please stand? Will those graduating with high distinction please stand? And will those graduating with distinction please stand? Please join me in congratulating these outstanding students. These students will also be recognized individually during the presentation of the graduates later on in the program. Membership in Beta Gamma Sigma is the highest recognition a business student can earn. To be eligible for membership, students' individual academic ranking must place them in the upper 10% of the junior class or in the upper 10% of the senior class. Students graduating as members of Beta Gamma Sigma wear royal blue and gold cordons draped over their shoulders. With the students graduating as members of Beta Gamma Sigma, please stand. Congratulations. We'd also like to recognize the students who are graduating in the Tippie College of Business Honors Program. This program provides an opportunity for outstanding students to do independent research in business and to work closely with one or more faculty members. Each of the students graduating with honors has maintained a 3.5 grade point average and written a thesis relevant to their academic discipline or major. Students graduating with honors wear white cordons draped over their shoulders, and they will be recognized during the presentation of the graduates.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Business Administration please rise? President Mason, these candidates, having completed all the requirements for the degree, Bachelor of Business Administration, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business for the conferring of this degree.
Thank you, Dean Hunter. On recommendation of the faculty of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Bachelor of Business Administration as qualified and designated. Congratulations, you did it.
Will the graduates please be seated? Lon Moeller, Associate Dean of the Undergraduate Program and Professor of Management and Organizations, and Joyce Berg, Professor of Accounting, will recognize the graduates individually. Will the marshals please begin leading the graduates forward to be recognized?
Elizabeth Davidson, Honors in Management and Organizations with high distinction.
Christopher Orada, with distinction.
Isaac Doucette.
Joseph Nichols.
Zachary Elgis.
Ben Nielsen.
Logan Anderson.
Brother Manchester.
Nathaniel Castillo.
Dave Nakash, with high distinction.
Chad Frank.
Brian McNabb.
Eric Brenton.
Stephen Rush.
Ethan Davidson.
Lindsay Roman.
Jim Elliott.
Sukriti Nair.
Robert Ambrukian.
Jamie Lynn Wheeler.
Matthew Morris.
Brad Lane.
Daniel Joseph Drallmeyer.
Justine Rose.
Charles Clough.
Caitlin Miller, with distinction.
Justin Barnett.
Jesse Probasco.
Brock Black.
Andrew Finney.
Brandon Bullard.
Thomas Payne.
Gail Dowd with distinction.
Thomas Pettit.
Laurel Benson, Honors in Marketing with highest distinction.
Theodore Ringenberg.
Chase Gunderson.
Romel Morris.
Emily Cleghorn.
Sarah Moy, with honors in marketing and with high distinction.
Corey Eugene Kodlinski.
Brandon Parker.
Derek Lee Bristol.
Herschel Patel.
Cameron Brown.
Caitlin Peterson.
Charles Francis.
Stephanie Malley.
Sarah Arter.
Patrick Connor McNichols.
Joseph Bortolini.
Kyle Milliken.
Allison Frost.
Rocio Rivera.
Hannah Draxton.
Kelly Polk.
Megan Considine.
Mallory Peterson.
Amanda Dusky.
Lincoln Sprague.
Jessica Spicella.
Kurt Smentek.
Lauren Brown.
Brian Nugent.
Patrick Brown.
Caitlin Hillsman.
Samuel Chamberlain.
Devin Marino.
Stephen Anthony.
Corey Manders.
Jackie Ford.
Megan Schultz.
Joel Doty.
Kristen McCann.
Nabiha Ahmed.
Daniel Fabinski.
Lacey Kramer.
Christopher Howerwas.
Christopher Brandt.
Jason Robert Matthews with honors in economics.
Wei Du with highest distinction.
Anthony Palchek.
Anthony Bria.
Jinwoo Oh.
Patrick Cornely with high distinction.
John Minton.
Fawaz Ahmed.
Crystal Redasel.
Alper Twoken.
Paige Rogers.
James Moriarty.
Paige Wallace.
Ryan Bennett.
Riley Perlin.
Tara Lynn Jarvinen.
James R. Sharkey.
Abby Brunks.
Marissa Schlosser.
Jennifer Wenz.
Monica Rao.
Aaron DeMarco.
Stephen Resch.
Crystal Dirks. Congratulations.
Jordan Springsteen.
Andrew S. Daniels with distinction.
Natalie Roth.
Chad Donahue.
Kevin O'Malley.
Luke Downs.
Eric Reeder.
Taylor Bogle.
Brian Riley.
Cody Berger.
Michael McCreary.
Alex Brainer.
Andrew Heffernan.
April Corley.
Ji Ma.
Katie Atwood.
Katie Rosh.
Tippie Arnaud.
Aaron O'Brien.
Casey Patrick Cunningham.
Bridget Borica.
Adam Baumhover.
David Ullman.
Eric Gilmore.
Nathan Panther.
Brad Kay.
Nicholas Peterson.
Clayton Bonwell.
Danielle Merla.
Ricardo Diaz.
Cassandra Noonan.
Joshua Downin.
Casey Morgan.
Carl Althaus.
Richard Crawford Smith.
Thomas Bellagamba.
Derek Peterson.
Alicia Barenwald.
Rudy Moo.
Edward Damish.
Matt Patey.
Sarah Boshelli.
Robert Newland.
Allison Burns.
Raya Nagelli.
Gregory Buck Jr.
Blake Raising.
Robert Corcoran.
Ryan Masters.
Li Fai Kai.
Zach Percival with highest distinction.
Xiao Bai.
Sarah Morley.
Shu Hu Chen with distinction.
Brandon Warren.
Shi Lai Deng with distinction.
Kevin Simek.
Ai Chen.
Brian Finnerty.
Hillary Callis.
Luke Rasmussen.
Jacob Ellett.
Carolyn Pardykes.
Travis Espenhover.
Sean Broderick.
Kyle DePape.
Ellen Vranicar.
Claire Caruso.
Colin Jerome McCaffrey.
Megan Ann Flynn.
Timothy John Paris Jr.
Rachel Argo.
Alex Main.
Timothy Jude Emmanuel Colby Jr.
Xing Ma.
Tom Costantino.
Wei Ren.
Christopher Frayne.
Ji Mei.
Ashley Caffarelli.
Dee Pan.
John Crockett.
John Renstrom.
Brianna Carroll.
Annika Marie Peterson with distinction.
Eric M. Huber.
Jillian Alexandra Granado.
Nicholas de Blasio.
Dustin Peary.
John L. Foley III.
Phil Patton.
Ryan Gazarowski.
Joe Pavelka.
Chad Lieberman.
Jitang Nui.
Mac Coyle.
Liang Pu.
Ellen Levitt.
Dongfeng Qi.
Andrew Ewing.
Yi Pan.
Austin Dean.
Kong Peng.
Patrick Brennan.
Kyle Edward Morris.
Heather Elizabeth Foman with distinction.
Colton Pierce.
Krista DeJody.
Tom Piazzi.
Nikita Dangana.
Paul McCoy.
Elizabeth Fuller.
Brett Mangan.
Catherine Clark with distinction.
Colin McCamick.
Andrew Davies.
Sean Paprick.
Alex Brinker,
Brian Rook,
Joshua De Souza,
Paige Elizabeth Preisler,
Erica Anderson,
Hannah Elizabeth Moore,
Jeffrey Epner with highest distinction,
Bradley Morai,
Jonathan Brady,
Mitchell McKelman,
Joseph Klassen,
Eric Preston,
Chelsea Cox,
Trey Motti,
Daniel James Derry,
Nathaniel Nielsen,
Brent Concialdi,
Michael Marbach,
Christopher Brasco,
Kayla Ross,
Alex Drabau,
Lou Riggy,
Carlton Dick,
Anthony Peterson,
David Fulcher,
Timothy Person,
Cameron Frick,
Shauna O'Grady,
True Basso,
Dan Reichart,
Ryan Ebling,
Jacob Ponick,
Ryan Ferris,
Ross Robert Meany,
Johnny Connors,
Will Raber,
Jonathan Eberlin,
Ryan Warren,
Patrick Cowie,
Jeffrey Redmond,
Minka Chun,
Lauren Trilling,
Ray Chen,
Claire Rossello,
Chris Badoka,
Stephen McLean,
Andrew Bergeron,
Morgan Ashley Mills,
Aaron Byrne,
Kylie Lemkow,
Kelly Daniels,
Jenna Smith,
Taylor First, congratulations, man.
Kara Rittenhouse,
Edmund Carroll,
Adam Martinson,
Adam Arnett,
Ryan Newton,
Andrew Flynn,
Jonathan Dahlman,
Tyler Clark,
Alec Monachino,
Laura Bowen,
Stephen Dolakowski,
Nick Downey,
Justin Wingo,
Timothy Justice,
Kevin Velovich,
Theodore Jean,
Natalie Stone,
AJ Johns,
Michael Smigo,
Michael Hedrick,
Zachary Savino,
Max Hoffman,
Chuan Zhang,
Carla Kimmick,
Shishi Shu,
Colleen Hannon,
Shu Yi,
Sarah Krominga,
Donglan Yi,
Alyssa Hager,
Chao Shu,
Evan Kander,
Eric Steinfeld,
Jordan Keller,
Daniel Robert Smith,
Christopher Garza.
Christopher Wise.
Brock Justin Killian.
Alex Young.
Mara Kula George.
James Steffen.
Mitch Jones.
Michael Ward.
Jennifer Hovda.
Justin Timmerman.
Eric Hermanson.
Kathleen Steffens.
Jake Lofredo.
Adam Selman.
Matthew Lanning.
Alex Tadros.
Greg Labuse, Honors in Economics with Distinction.
Yongchen Jun.
Benjamin Hayden.
Shenping Sheng.
Beverly Vu.
Xiaodong Chao.
Jeff Turner.
Xiao Wu.
Amanda Christine Houseel.
Anchi Wang.
Laura Krog.
Qi Sheng.
Trey Gartner.
Shu Yang.
Alexander Heinen.
Joshua Schaefer.
Dustin Gurman.
Sarah Yant.
Grady Henry.
Sean Sozeman.
Cody Langman.
Lindsay Underwood.
Stephanie McWilliams.
Victoria Tate.
Ashley Casper.
Jikyi Yang.
Joshua Kolbitz.
Joshua Shamarin.
David Haley.
Jacob Wilson.
Stacy Huseman.
Christiane Reinke Stenowin.
Hope Jenkins.
Catherine Schomburg.
Caitlin Lisanne.
Christopher Whites.
Jonathan Kelly.
Alex Wilkes.
Michael Lauer.
Mark Waller.
Matthew Lucas.
Alex Ward.
Michael Gergoni.
Thomas Simpson.
James Conrath.
Ross Sterland.
Christine Gerwe.
Adam Wilson.
Jonathan Haight.
Joe Yu.
Brian Lean.
Ifan Su.
James Hotchkiss.
Oyi Wang.
Corey Kletchke.
Lindsay Shang.
Alyssa Cleefoot.
Shansi Zhang.
Megan Rose Houseworth.
Peiyin Wu.
Tracy Bauer.
Henji Su.
Allison Sparks.
Aing Wang with highest distinction.
Tracy Malat with high distinction.
Ruchin Zhou with highest distinction.
Aaron Carney.
Chochen Tao with distinction.
Amy Lee.
Shanyun Sun.
TJ Williams.
Uki Yang, with distinction.
Matt Andraki with high distinction.
Daniel Wu, with high distinction.
Ming Fei Liao.
Francesca Greada.
Wei Zhang.
Lauren Schaefer.
Suresh Ganesar.
Alyssa Stricker.
Gregory Harder.
Lindsay Morrison.
Austin Landini.
Sarah Courtney Miller.
Rachel Hazemeyer.
Jordan Searcy.
Chelsea Hines.
Rachel Peterson.
Catherine Gurnis.
Nicholas Crandall.
Danielle Huff.
Jordan Wells.
Brittany Lane.
Elizabeth Watkins.
Josh Krakauer.
Colton Wicker.
Christopher Spear.
Brian Shaw.
Scott Langenberg.
Matthew Schwartz.
James Neiman.
Helen Sago.
Johanna Herder.
Austin Tiskland.
Laura Grace Heineman.
Jared Walahoski.
Amy Laufer with highest distinction.
Michael Voss.
Stacy Kelly.
Philip Ward.
Lee Howell with distinction.
Catherine Mabel Siebolt.
Matthew Kirking.
Brenton Max Tunis with distinction.
Ichi Lo.
Scott Zerberg.
Raying He.
Shosho Ya.
Zhizhou He.
Anthony Scardina.
Jamin Lo.
Michael D. Sullivan.
Lee Hunold.
Ken Vertis.
Justin Downs with distinction.
Tim McCarthy.
Paul Clean.
Daniel Ruzick.
Austin Duty.
Domingo Vega.
David Gilbert.
Nick Ward.
Contessa K. Lynch.
Aaron Seacrest.
Daniel Levinson.
Cook Chang Xiu.
Derek Hampton.
Christopher Steinke.
Devin Gale.
Chen Chen Sun.
Sean Lichtenvort.
Xian Zhang.
Sarah Cheney.
Betsy Norman.
Brittany Levin.
Maggie Burns.
Adam Hazelquist.
Rebecca Kawozi.
Kayla Crum with distinction.
Lindsay Taramelli.
Andrea Janis with highest distinction.
Sarah Muntz.
Lucy Kroll with distinction.
Kaylee Novak.
Brett Hesla.
Tyler Tickey.
Mike Gunther.
Cameron Johnson.
Amanda Himes.
Douglas Henry.
Kevin John.
Blake Randolph.
Tyler Garcia.
Sam Whiss.
Andrew Lees.
Michael Karsa.
Lei Jiang.
Jay Wu.
Jordan Wagner.
Ruhan Xiao.
Si Lu.
Chen Tan.
Shingu Guan.
Annie Shea.
Anita Here.
Suransi Yaramasu.
Xiaoling Liang.
Allison Williams.
Zijun Lin.
Kyle Stewart.
Liwei Ji.
Spencer Scott Stevens.
Michael Heath.
William Turner with high distinction.
Nicole Johnson.
Nathan Weekly.
Kyle Johnson.
Jonathan Stromert.
Kyle Grace.
Jace Wallen.
Matthew Gaither.
John Windler.
Jonathan Yeager.
Eric Windler.
Jay He.
Dean Schwartz.
Chad Howard.
Walter Zalaki.
Brad Kamrith.
Andrew Walser.
Siwen Lee.
Jody Thorson.
Jihei Zheng.
Shore Shao.
Yu Young Hyo.
Ming Shen.
Linshan Lee with distinction.
Li Suan.
Kaibo Hyung.
Cece John.
Ye Lee.
Lansing Xu.
Hanjae Gu.
Jiesu Zhang.
Jia Gua.
Mark Swenker.
Adam Parker.
G. Alexander Sturwald.
Bradley James Crumweedy. How are you?
Justin Sackety with high distinction.
Kobe Pritchard.
Tao Tao.
Thomas Burdakin.
Patrick Snell with distinction.
Kathleen Hain.
Neil O'Brien.
Hannah Wiesmeyer.
Matthew Gensingler.
Samantha Dolan.
John Dosel.
Kyle Larson.
John Bazinski.
Jessica Ann Kinnear.
Dana Bagley.
Ethan Lubring.
Carter Smelser.
Lauren Haar, Honors in Business Administration.
Ryan Grambo.
Michelle Hillenbrand with highest distinction.
Drew Kirkpatrick.
Susan Marie Keel.
Glynis Connolly Gallagher.
Jennifer Hunter.
Jennifer Helen Layer.
Katie Washburn.
What's your last name? Zachary Gill.
Katie Gacci.
Andrew Rosbach.
Kaylee McNerney.
Jody Monternack.
Matthew Gatens. Where are you?
Caitlin Marie Miller.
Matthew Brummond. How are you?
Mark Weiss.
Dennis Logan Kucher with distinction.
Mei Fong Tran.
Ryan Eklund.
Ryan Schofield.
Sarah Langlis with distinction.
Michael Chibin.
Susie Lovett.
Solomon Tane Welling.
Barrett Kelpin. What a great day, huh? This is a great day. We have one more thing, though. The turning of the tassel is the traditional gesture by which each student signifies passage from degree candidate to graduate. Will each of you now mark your new status by turning the tassel of your cap from the right side to the left side? We congratulate all of you.
Wow. Graduates, today marks a personal milestone in your lives. Since you arrived on campus, each of you has worked extremely hard towards the goal you have achieved today, wearing your cap and gown, walking across this stage, and receiving your degree from the Tippie College of Business. As you made progress towards your degree each year, you faced many challenges, made many discoveries about yourselves and others, and grew into the leaders who will make a difference in our communities. For those of you in the audience, we feel your pride in these individuals, but you also should be proud of all you have done to help them accomplish their goals. Your guidance, understanding, compassion, your faith in their abilities, and your love and support have all been critical to their success. What you have done to help these graduates, we thank you. To today's graduates, I want to share a few thoughts with you before you depart. As you graduate today, your mind is flooded with images, memories, and emotions. Yet as you leave the Tippie College, take all those powerful, positive attributes that the degree from the University of Iowa provides. The first is pride. You have received your degree from one of America's leading universities, and your degree has not been given to you without careful consideration. As you enter the workplace, you will discover what you have learned here at Iowa rivals and in many ways exceeds what others have learned elsewhere. The second is work ethic. There's no substitute for hard work. As Harold Janine said, in the business world, everyone is paid in two coins, cash and experience. Take the experience first, the cash will come later. Tippie students are known for their readiness to work hard, their willingness to meet challenges, and their ability to overcome adversity. As Tippie students, you have demonstrated this work ethic with you, and we know that you will carry it with you in the next stage of your life. It will serve you well. The third is compassion. Today, many of you may have reached the end of your academic journey. Eventually, you and we all will reach the end of our professional one. When your professional journey is done, remember what really matters are the relationships you develop and nurture, the people you nurture and connect with, and the people you touch and the lives you affect. Those are the things that will be really important to you. Remember those who have helped you, influenced you, and played a role in your success. We hope that in the years to come, you will remember your time fondly here at the Tippie College and support this institution as generously as those alumni who came before you. We are very proud of the Tippie College class of 2012, and we really do appreciate all you've given to us as some of our best students ever. In addition to being talented academically, you have demonstrated leadership, community spirit, and a global sensibility. You're indeed ready for successful careers and to be successful citizens in the global workplace. As you leave today, I encourage you to remember these words from William Jennings Bryan. Destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved. As you know, I will be retiring from the University of Iowa at the end of June. I want you to know that it has been my distinct pleasure to serve as your dean during your time at the Tippie College of Business and to interact and to work with you and the many, many great students that we have in the Tippie College. I'm grateful that you chose to attend our program and that you committed to give us your best every day. I'm thrilled that you will be joining a great network of Tippie College alumni. And again, I encourage you to stay connected and to give back to this great institution. Finally, I remind you, please remember, and don't forget this, that regardless of where life takes you, the resources of the Tippie College will be behind you. We have a wonderful network of people worldwide. Please call on that network. We are behind you. I'll close by thanking our commencement speaker, Mr. Tom Cloet, for his inspiring remarks and for all he does for our college. This concludes today's commencement ceremony. I ask that everyone remain seated until the recessional has proceeded from the stage and the students have departed the floor of the auditorium. Thank you.